towards new normal education. I am Dr. Shupla Poddar from Dayananda Sagar College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Bangalore, India. Okay, so I have one question to all of you. Please stop that. Who is the youth? When the question I ask that, I will ask the question to all the professors present here. Who is the youth? The answer is a person with young mind. A person is more enthusiastic, active, ready to face the challenges, having innovative idea, and energetic. So, my dear, wait, excuse me. Okay, so I will inform that when it will come for the next slide, please. Okay. Okay, thank you. When I was talking about that, the youth, the today's presentation is all about understanding ourselves, understanding the concept of innovative learning and teaching methods, and how to take initiative for the research work. When we are talking about that youth, then there is no age barriers at all, because that when a person will have the young mind, so there is no age barrier will consider as the person is youth or not. When how we can encourage, motivate, and bring that new way of understanding the research initiative, that we should know about that youth empowerment, which is the systematic procedure where the young people like all of you can improve their access to resources, transform their perception through the beliefs, value, and attitude. The enter research initiative or the teamwork, it always encourages and taking initiative towards that quality of life and how to improve the quality of life. For the next slide, please. When we are talking about quality of life, this is a combination of health, wealth, and sustainability. Next one. Health is a state of complete physical, mental, social well-being, and not merely the absence of the disease or sickness. A good health is essential to handling stress and living a longer, more active life. So during this last 1.5 years, the pandemic situation, all of that we have observed, we have experienced that all the different issues related to health. And that is the first important aspect or the element of quality of life. Next one. Second one is wealth, is accumulation of valuable economic resources that can be measured in terms of either real goods or the money value. Wealth gives a people a sense of security that all of us work for that. And the next is sustainability, that focuses on meeting the needs of present without compromising the ability of the future generations to meet their needs. Next one. When the flowchart diagram, we should understand that when we are talking about innovative teaching learning, we are talking about the creative research work. What should be the purpose? What are the motives behind that one? The first, we should think about the quality education, then youth empowerment, effective communication skill that transform the human being into a successful entrepreneur or the successful employee in the organization that we are working to the different organization, and development of that family business when the people are interested to continue to their family business. That will influence to that financial education, that will maximization of the savings and investment, and efficient management of the personal expenditure. What are the outcomes of this? The capital formation to strengthen the national economy with creating the business and employment opportunities, development of sustainable society. So what I can share with you, when we are taking any research initiative, these are the things we should keep in our mind, that as a teacher, that we are not only doing the research work for ourselves or just to increase that number of the research work to our profile. There should have some implication, applicability in the society, will have the impact on our students' mentality to develop. So alone we can, or individually, teachers, that we can develop the nation as a small part of this. But when we are taking responsibility to develop our student mentality, that will multiply the outcome and it will influence and effect positive impact to our economy. Next one. When innovative learning, this is a process of creating an atmosphere where the students learn about new things regularly with a question, thinks of new ideas on their own. It can facilitate the group exploration that can help in developing skills like learning from others, growing, and help them to the future while managing the huge team or the creative leader. Now, when the faculty development program, it initiate the Bloom's taxonomy, that definitely that we should understand to implement as per the suggestion or the recommendation of the Higher Education Council, that when we are talking about the higher education, a systematic, the quality education for the future generation, that all the different levels or the parameters that we should implement from our lesson plan preparation. When we are preparing the lesson plan for the next academic session, then we should understand that each subject, the syllabus content, subject content that we are sharing with our student, discussing and giving some conceptual and the practical knowledge to our student, this Bloom's taxonomy or all the 6 steps, with keeping in our mind that lesson plan need to be developed. It is starting with remembering, understanding, applying, analyzing, evaluating, and creating. The first level, remembering, to recall facts and ideas. There are different concepts that we should discuss with our student, that they will only remember that all the different examples, the conceptual part, that what are the facts, and that in generally all the faculty member that we discuss with and share with our student. And they remember with that all the different the situation, the explanation. Next one. When in the level 2, that is understanding, that whatever the explanation that we are giving and we are sharing with our student, now we should observe that either they are understanding or not. How to clarify this? So we should ask the question, and if the response that either right, wrong, whatever it is, that we can easily identify either they understand or not. If they don't understand, then we have little more initiative to explain once again with few more examples, so they will understand. Next one. When in the level 3, applying, to use the information, theories, concepts, and the skills to solve the problem. Now, we have to start working on this, put the little more initiative, that where those that theories, concept can be applied, that we should share with our student, and we should monitor that how they are applying and what are the different outcomes they are getting. Next. When next level 4, analyzing, to make connections, recognizing the patterns and the deep meaning. Okay. So the breaking the matter into constituent parts, determining how the parts related to one another. So this with the different parameters, that particular activity or that event will be segregated, and that one by one the faculty member will explain to the student. The student also will involve to those activities. They will understand, not only they will understand, but also they are not only applying their thoughts, but also they can understand what are the outcomes and how this outcomes or this result it comes. What exactly the means of this? Next one. Under the level 5, evaluate, to make and justify the judgment. When we are talking about the evaluation, it happens when there is comparison or the verification. There is a standardization before performing anything, and after performance, what are the results that we are getting? We are comparing with the planned one, and then we can clarify the work, the outcome, the result. This is as per that our plan or not. If it is not as per the plan, what are the precautions that we should take? What are the corrective measures that we can take to get the clarification and that right solution for that? Next one. And this is the most important and the top level of Bloom's taxonomy, that to combine elements of learning to create new or original work. So this is our responsibility, all the faculty members, all the professors, that we should take responsibility, that how systematically that we are teaching to our student, that they are learning. They are not only understanding, they're not only remembering, understanding, they are applying that all the thoughts, and they're analyzing that what are the things are happening, evaluating, and finally a student can implement their thought process. They develop their own way of thinking and bringing that new idea into the business or any type of the operations. Okay, thank you. Next. Next, we are talking about quality research. When innovative learning interrelated to the quality research, which is the scientific process of encompassing all aspects of study design and pertains to judgment regarding the match between the methods and questions, selection of subjects, measurement of realistic outcomes to address social issues. Okay, so this is the part of my patent work that is related to ICT based teaching learning method that give the realistic outcome or the result for innovative learning and quality research work, as well as a quality teaching, quality education, as well as a quality research work, which is I wanted to share with you that the innovative learning and quality research, this is a combination of sector skills plan. So as per the Government of India initiative, that what are the different sector skills plan, means a student are from the different background and the students are looking for the different categories of job role, or even not only that corporate job, even there are some students after graduation or post graduation, they want to develop their entrepreneurial skills and to implement in that new business operation. So which area or which sector that will be suitable for our student, that we have to understand. So that is the first part of innovative learning as well as a quality research. So when we are going to develop the content, research content, then we have to develop first that skill mapping of the student, and then sector skill plan we should prepare, and based on the student knowledge, skill, and their way of interest that they want to develop and they want to build their future career, that research work should be done according to that requirement to fulfill. Next one, National E-Governance Plan. This is another digital initiative or the initiative of Digital India, the Government of India, that link proper and systematic link between the government as well as the general public. Whatever the initiative the government is taking, the same information through digital mode or the digital media, they are addressing and communicating to that all the general public, especially that youth, that they can take advantages of digital mode of information or the communication sharing system. That also another mode that the researcher should take initiative, that whatever the new the plan the government is taking, that they are initiating similar way, and how the general public also can take the advantages of those government initiative. Emerging trends in education. Yes, the emerging trends of education, the last 1 decades that we are talking about, but it is mostly implemented and realized that yes, we should not wait further. When this COVID-19 pandemic situation started, and we have developed and forcefully, or either it is as per the forcefully we can say, intentionally we can say, or it is our that one way to respond to the digital mode of education system, and that gives that new way of education system developed to that one. And that is why today, by sitting to the different corner or the remote areas in India or in all over the world, the different corner, we also can be communicating to each other. And this type of faculty development program, that all the professors, they are taking and initiating for that one. Next, development of leadership skills. This is important when we are talking about the quality research. Individually, we can do very little, or only the few things, that few initiative we can take it. It will multiply, and I can appreciate to that most of the institutions in Tamil Nadu, that during this pandemic situation, and we have associated with the so many different institutions, they have taken initiative for the research, that research paper development, research work initiative, then all types of the activities they have taken initiative, comparable to that other institution, to that other states. So when this is happening, the leadership, the way we are going to associate with that number of that human resources, then institutions, that we can multiply that our research initiative. And finally, contribution to the society. This is more important. My suggestion to that all the eminent professor, so whenever that you are taking initiative for the research or the quality research work, then definitely that should address to the society and the social issues, because that our research outcome or its future implication should have or should respect to the social issues or any type of issues, that if we can reduce or we can identify the problem, if we are not able to solve it, at least in future, there are some either individual person, NGOs, or the government will take initiative to solve those issues. Next one. When we are taking the research initiatives, there are a few steps that we have to take. So the first one, because this is in generally that we are taking initiative from our institution, as well as that we are associating that with a few institutions, that we develop the research skill, and from that that root level, that yes, those who are the after 1 or 2 years of that industry experience, that some the faculties, they that human resources, or that we can say that the young that or the youth, they are joining to the institution, and they want to develop the research skill. We start sharing that experience, that what is the first step to do. That first step, that you have to associate with the senior professor, should monitor that how they are doing the research work. That is the fundamentals of the research work. Some of the activities they should do. They can associate with the students, and few program they can attend, will get that idea, and start with preparing or writing the conceptual paper without any that way of the statistical tools or the analytical parts, or the in-depth data collection of this from that primary sources or the secondary sources from the different company. So that is not required initially. So once the conceptual paper prepared, presenting paper to the different conference seminar, will get that experience, will get that lots of exposure. Then we'll start writing that empirical paper. Then afterwards, that research initiative can take it. When writing that paper, then can publish to the different conference proceedings. After that, once that quality of the paper it start improving, we'll try to approach to that UGC approved journals, and further development. Once it happens, there are so many different Scopus index journals, SCI, and that all the different the level of the quality that we can identify that the different area, either science, arts, or commerce. This is the different way that we can develop. So because we have seen that some of the faculties that initially they tried to that whatever the initial stage that paper written, they start initially to approach to the Scopus Index journal. When they reject the paper, will be demotivated or will have not getting that encouragement of this to write any more paper or to develop. So that's why if we are going to this step-by-step process, so all of us, we can develop and slowly that we can enter into the real world or the quality research paper once that we can develop and publish to that one. For that also, that my suggestion is always we should associate with that our senior professors, and we should take their valuable guidelines, and then we should start developing. And definitely we should go for the that online research publication when it is open access journal. And initially when we want to learn something, that we should that try to make that identify the journals, those who are giving the proper and systematic review. So it may be that your paper will reject, but when you are getting that proper systematic review, when that you will understand, you will develop that your paper, and the next time when you are going to submit that same paper, that well polished as well as that in the developed one. Okay, next. When how that faculties can take the initiative to involve that student also this research work, because as per the requirement of, if we can say that UGC or NAC, their guidelines, that if as a faculty, if we are only thinking about that our development, that our certification program and the different the way that we can develop our skills, that is not enough. We should involve that our student and we should associate our student. They also should learn what are the activities and how all the activities are developing. So the mentorship, it is another way that develop, and we can not only individually that as a faculty we are developing our teaching or teaching learning skills, but also that we can associate, encourage and motivate to our student with that involving to them to the research work. So first we should keep maintain that data, the student database. Next, we have to select the student for the research work. In the class, if you have 60-70 students in one section, don't expect that all the student will show the equally that they will show interest to do the research work, because that's why that we have to separate segregate the student for the different activities. Some students are good in sports activities, some students are good in cultural activities, some students are good in some the student club activities. They can take an initiative, where in another way we can identify there are some students not only good in the subject, but also they are showing interest to do some additional or the research work, so that we can select those students and we can systematically that we can guide them. And once the team build and we can make it the 4-5 members in a team, it should not be so less or it should not be so many also, that one person cannot properly and systematically cannot guide also. You cannot give the time. Next is research, that we should identify the social issues, because that student, they are very smart to understand, to identify. Let them bring that all the social issues and those things, that you can prepare the title of the research and prepare the research schedule, because that is the first step that the student should understand. There should be research or the project work, it should have the specific time duration. It should not start and let them do that one. It is not like that. Once you are preparing the specific research schedule, For example, for that 1 month, that the different level you should complete and finalize that one. And once that you are preparing the scheduling, then you have to guide them how they must work, and you should monitor that. And whatever the problem they face, that one, as a faculty, that we should solve that issues. Next one. When from the student side, what the student involvement it is required, that is also that we need to monitor that. First one, a student should have the goal setting, the purpose of doing this research work, the purpose of, apart from their academic activities, that if they are taking additional initiative to do associate with that faculty and doing the research work, the reasons for setting that specific goal, because that it is our experience, the student, those who are those who have taken that initiative during this academic the duration, and they are not only got that selected to that good that organization with a good package, that salary package, but also that they are successfully the developing their the professional skill over there. So that makes sense that those who have taken initiative during student life, that initiated for the research work, they are also that in the good position while they are in the taking a responsibility in the corporate level. Okay. Next is what are the different strengths and weaknesses? A student should identify and share with the faculty member. Then the faculty member should encourage to that all the strength as well as that to how to overcome all the student will not have same weaknesses and strength. So one student weaknesses may be the another student can transform into the strength. So what are the procedure and how to do that one? Other student will get to know that. As a faculty, we also can understand and we also can develop that similar way, that all the different issues that we can address. Now, the next one, that we have to identify the research area and finalize the research topic. That I told that any work, the research work, when the faculty is associated with a student, definitely that is the first initiative the faculty should take, encourage to the student to identify the social issues and try to bring some initiative or contribute to that particular activities, so that they can bring some suggestion or the recommendation to solve those issues. And next is that should give the systematic guidelines for the data collection, either from the primary sources or secondary sources. Next one, that what is the process of the tabulation, codification, graphical representation, what should be and how to data analysis to be done, and what are the different statistical tools, so that initially the student basic statistical tools can be used for that, and slowly that once the student will show interest, they can take more initiative, and even when the data it is more, the quantity is more, then they can go for that even a SPSS also, that statistical tools for the calculation. Then the faculty should give the guidelines for that interpretation. So that is more important, because up to analysis part, the student, once you can show, they can do it, but interpretation and then writing the conclusion, findings, then what are the suggestion or the recommendation, and finally what are the implication, the future implication of this research initiative. And after preparing the report, that the student should prepare for the presentation. That is the way of developing the communication skills. Okay, next one. Okay, so this is one of my copyrights that we have developed, that innovative model of education 4.0. It's like that when the development it happens, the industry 4.0, that innovation, and the similar way that we are in the era of the developing, further developing towards that education, and the education towards that sustainable society, sustainable development, then this model is mostly it can be implemented, and mostly it can be effectively that we can implement for that quality education. So only that three stages that in shortly that I will share with you. That first one, integration of the human resources, tools and techniques. Because that the research work, quality education, only the teacher cannot do, only the student cannot do. It is the collaboration as well as association among the student, teacher, parents, as well as the society or the surrounding environment. So all that human resources, that all the tools and the techniques, the modern tools and techniques, it is important to develop that the modern education system. That is called as a smart support system for education 4.0. Next one is the standard mode of operations. Now, when we have that all the resources, when we have that all the modern tools and techniques, how to implement that? How to operate that one? That through the digital mode of teaching, learning, the accelerate remote learning, project-based learning, digital mode of examination and assessment, the field specific experiences. These are the practical operations that if we are implemented to the education system, that will leads to that personal competence and employability skill. And once that we are looking towards, and our education, our research initiative doing and that looking forward to the productive and realistic outcomes for the developing of leadership skill, when we are not only developing for ourselves as a teacher, that will take initiative to associate with that other faculties, senior, junior faculties, as well as from that other institution along with our students. Entry into corporate world, that we are developing that our student, that they are entering into the corporate world. And next is the innovative entrepreneur. They are not only entering into the corporate world. There are few students with their own interest, with the incubation center development and its initiative, they are becoming entrepreneur. They are developing their business plan, and that they are implementing to their business operation. Emerging self-employed person. Now, and this generation, we can identify that when one example I can share with you, when the student are coming for that admission, for example, they want to take admission for BCom. The students, I'm not talking about the parents, I'm talking about the student inquiring BCom what? Means they are expecting BCom, along with the BCom, it should be integrated course. BCom with CA, BCom with ACCA. Okay, so there are different things that it has associated. Students are coming to take admission for MBA. They will ask that question, MBA what? Means that which specialization you are offering. Means if we are still traditionally, we are talking about that, yes, we have the finance, marketing, HR specialization. Students are not happy because they are expecting the business analytics. They are expecting digital marketing. They are expecting international business operation. All the different things it is associated to that one. So that's why the research initiative, it should reach to that level so that we can satisfy, we can fulfill the requirement for that next generation, next generation audience, students. Next is the emerging self-employed person, as well as that finally contribution to the family business or the contribution to the society. So if we are looking forward to all those activities, then our innovative learning and the creative research design or the initiative, this will be successful. And that should be all of us, that should be our main motive, that how we can develop that our skills, how to develop our knowledge, and how to associate with the other professors, our students, and associate with that other institutions, organization, as well as to the society. So our research work, our innovative learning or teaching learning method, this should reflect to the outcome of sustainable society to develop. So that will not have any harmful effect, not only at present situation, but also that we can build a very good society and we can gift to our next generation, so that the next generations, they will enjoy that all the innovative work and their the blessings of the nature. Okay, next one. Okay, next, just I want to conclude with the quotes of the positive attitude. A great attitude becomes a great moment. A great moment builds a great day. A great day becomes a great year. A great year becomes a great life that all of us desire. So, my dear professors, all the eminent professors are present here, so that my request to all the professors, that whatever the initiative, the quality education research initiative that you take it, always consider there should have social implication. So that should be our main motive. Okay, next one. Okay, now I will request to all the eminent professors that you can clarify. I know that because in the initially for that technical issues that we took some time, could not that start that on time, but if it is all